We've all seen the polls and the way that they've gone, and you can take polls with a grain of salt, but you can't deny the trend and the frustration with the Albanese government. I don't think it's a fait accompli that they lose the next election or anything like that. But what are you picking up as you move between Canberra and your electorate? What are most people frustrated about when it comes to the poor performance of the government?
Look, a lot of people, as you know, they don't trust politicians, right? They don't believe whatever politicians say that they will honour their words. So I think people are quite disenchanted and very disconnected with politics and politicians overall. They don't believe that they will solve any of our problems. So I think that it seems like a blue and a red group is just as similar. They're very similar. There's no difference there in terms of policies, in terms of what they can do for the community. I hope that there'll be a rise of independence at the next federal election. And I hope that for Western Sydney in particular, more people will speak up for the issues that we experience out here in Western Sydney, because it's very different to electorates that are affluent, that can afford to have solar panels, that can afford to buy electric vehicles. All of those high income people out here, like the closing the loophole bill, for instance. It's fantastic that we are increasing the salaries and for pay those on low income. I've got some people who work in factories here who said to me, we've got our wages has increased, which is great, but they've reduced staff because in order for employers to increase their salary, the wages, they have to reduce the number of people that they employ. But then the people that they employ have to work longer hours for no increase in overall wages. So, what we're trying to do in Parliament, it doesn't really address the hip pocket of working Australians. The childcare workers, the teachers, the factory workers, the retail workers, it's increased in one way, but then they're paid out in other ways. So at the end of the day, really, they have got no extra money in their pockets, especially with Christmas around the corner.
There's a detachment from reality. In many ways, you see all these political wins on the floor of the House in Parliament, but then in reality, as those changes filter through, there is very few people winning. You're right to point that out. Dai, I wish you a Merry Christmas. I'm sure you'll be celebrating with your family, as many will be in your electorate. And thanks so much for giving us your time this year.
Thank you, Laura. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas, your team as well at Sky News, and everybody, your audience, a very Merry Christmas and a safe and peaceful New Year. And let's kind of, take some time out with our family and our loved ones.
You're right. I do have an excellent team, and you're right on the second front too. Peaceful, the key word, the operative word going into 2024. We will see you soon.